hey, do you watch anime? And as much as you want to turn to be like, oh man, yes, I love anime. I watch it every day, every second, every week. I live and breathe anime. Okay, that's too much. Or maybe not. Either way, you don't. Instead, you step back and you stay quiet for a few seconds and start scanning this person that just asked you this question. Kind of like, what's their body language, right? What's their tone? Are they actually curious to know if I watch anime and it's something that maybe they like too? Or they are setting me up for a trap? Not that they are actually setting up a trap for you and they want to, but sometimes if someone doesn't understand what that is and they're trying to ask, they can come out kind of rude at times, or we're just scared that the person's just gonna attack us somehow and, call us weird or whatever else that we think, right? So we tend to downplay it. And I think almost every anime fan understands this experience that we have when it comes to questions like this, when it comes to talking about anime. It's that split second where we decide how much of ourselves we're going to share. And yes, if anime is something that you love, if it's something that you collect, like figures, manga, whatever else, and it's part of your history, then yes, it is who you are too. It's part of who you are. So when you don't talk about it or leave that out, it's the same thing as leaving out a part of you. That's at least how I think. But you know what's weird? As much as we feel this way, anime now is everywhere. It's mainstream. So everyone is talking about it now. Everyone knows about it and everyone is watching it. So why do we feel that it's still wrong to just say, yeah, I love anime out there? Why do we still feel scared to just say that? Because I don't think this is reflecting the world as it is today. I think this is reflecting the world that we grew up in back then and the experience we had that it still affect us till today. But for us to understand this a little bit better and talk more about it, let's go back to early 2000s with me. So come with me, my child. Come, come. Being an anime fan back then was completely different. We didn't have Crunchyroll or even Netflix dropping entire series all at once. We would catch just a few anime that was available in the Cartoon Network channel. And if we had to find anything outside of that, we would have to go through pirate websites or even those YouTube channels that would drop half of an episode and we would watch in those really small screens. And it was not something that a lot of people understood at that time because it wasn't everywhere like it is nowadays. So when you would go to conventions, cosplay, or even talk about anime, I have to say it this way, okay? Don't come after me because I don't know how other words that I can use to explain the way I experienced back then. But it felt like those stuffs were alien stuffs. That's how people looked at us. Like as if we were out of this world. Like they couldn't understand what they were saying. And they judged so hard on that just because they couldn't understand. I think that was the reason. I don't know. But it felt like I was an alien. And if I was to talk about anime with anyone else, it was like as if I was talking a different language that was also not from Earth. It was weird. It was definitely weird, even though like it's from a culture that it's from Earth, Japan, but people didn't understand that. And if you had to talk about anime at school, oh boy, you were asking to be bullied. Not that, of course, you wanted to. Okay, calm down. But because you're mentioning something that adults are already not being able to understand. So imagine kids and teenagers. They are going to be assholes because that's what kids and teenagers do. They are assholes. As much as they maybe don't want to, they are. You know, you couldn't even draw your favorite anime character without being called weird. And you would get questions such as like, "Oh, isn't that just for kids? Why are you watching this? This is so childish." Or things like, "Oh, this is so cringe. You're being so cringe. Why are you watching this? Why do you like this?" Right? It was a lot of things that you would get at school and other names that people would call us as well that you probably remember. I do remember, and I'm not gonna mention here because it's not worth it. But it sticks with you. As much as like now, if you think about it, it sounds ridiculous because again, right? It comes from kids and teenagers that just doesn't know anything. But when you're a teenager yourself, those comments really sticks with you. And those teenagers, they grew up, they're us. They're the adults of today. But we grow up into adults that tends to shut ourselves. We built this wall around us because it was easier, because we didn't want to keep getting hurt for simply liking something. And that's when a lot of us start developing these habits where we start downplaying, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, right? If someone would talk about anything about anime, you would be like, oh, yeah, like I watch a few episodes, or yeah, I watch sometimes when it's on the TV. Like I don't really follow it, even though you do. It's something that you start downplaying because it's just easier than having to defend yourself constantly. Or if you would talk about anime, if you had to talk about a specific anime, you would start with the acceptable ones, like One Piece, Naruto. You wouldn't start with an anime such as like I don't know, Pandora Heart. Oh my god, this one's so old, but so good. Or Vampire Knight. Don't judge me. Don't. I'm not judging you. You're judging me. Oh look, see, even us anime fans judge each other. We all watched Vampire Knight, and it was a good anime back then. Would I rewatch? No, because that anime have some serious issues, and we all know that now. But it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It was worth it. So yeah, we wouldn't start with those anime because then people will be like, "Oh yeah," or at least that's the way we'll think. Like, "Oh yeah, they are into this. They really are into this world, and I'm not getting what they're saying." Like again, we'll see like as if it's an alien thing and start attacking us or judging us, and then we will feel bad about it. Or if you leave your phone on the table, and then people pass by and see your phone wallpaper and it's from your favorite anime scene, and then you already feel that jolt, right? Like as if you got caught the moment that people saw your wallpaper, even though nothing happened yet. And that's the thing about stigma. It doesn't just come from outsiders. It becomes this little voice inside your head that starts policing yourself before anyone can. So before anyone can even judge and say anything, you're already thinking that that's what they're going to do. And that's all that you start focusing on, and that's when you stop really talking about the things you really love with people that maybe will be really happy to hear that. And I call it, and you can come at me if you want, okay? But I call it trauma. All of this that I'm mentioning to you, I call it trauma. And yeah, you can come and say, you all say trauma all the time. Yeah, it's trauma. I don't know what other word I can use here to explain all of this that I'm saying. It's the memory of having your interests diminished, of being called childish, of being put down just for liking something. You grow up with that, and it changes you as a person. As much as you don't want to, it does change you. But here's the thing, that voice is getting quieter now. As I said, anime is everywhere now. Everyone's talking about it. So now we can go out there and talk about it without looking like we're aliens from outer space. Without feeling like we're actually, not part of society somehow, or that we're the weirdos. It's just I think we're still acting as if it's this thing that we should not talk about it, because of course the things around us changed, but I think it's just our minds hasn't really caught up to it yet. We're still stuck to when we were teenagers and couldn't talk about it. And here is a stat that put into perspective how much this anime world has changed in our society. And I don't know, I found it very interesting when I was reading and seeing these numbers and how much it has changed. And I think maybe you would find it very interesting as well. Back in early 2000s, the anime convention called Anime Expo, which is one of the biggest conventions out there and you probably heard of or have been there. Lucky you, because I haven't been able to yet. Had roughly around like 10 to 13,000 attendees back then. Now, yeah, you that been there or saw videos of this convention might be thinking, no way, this is the amount of people that they had back then. Because it's a very small amount of people if you think about how it is today, right? If you compare. And yeah, it is true. Now, this convention had roughly 420,000 attendees. 420,000, guys. It went from 10 to 13,000 to 420,000. Some of the biggest conventions out there have roughly 100,000 attendees, and that number just keeps growing. It's definitely not going to stay just those numbers. Even the 420, probably it's already more than that. It's crazy just to think about it. And yeah, you see how liking anime back then meant being part of a very small group. It was a very niche thing to like. But today, guys, this is not a niche anymore. Everyone is into it. Conventions, venues, right, are not being able to handle this anymore. It got to the point where we see people posting videos constantly when it comes to convention season, complaining about how they can't even walk properly inside the venues. It's becoming a hazard, even. I know that when I go to Fan Expo here, because I live in Canada, I can even go to building A to building B if I'll waiting 2 hours just to get an escalator. It's huge venues if you think about it, but they're not being able to handle this amount of people that are starting to enter this community. Let me give you more of a perspective here how much this has been exploded, because there are more numbers that I can give it to you here, and I finding it this a little bit fun. So let's go. Demon Slayer, right? We had Demon Slayer Mugging Train, the film. This film became one of the highest grossing films of 2020 worldwide. And that wasn't just among anime guys. This is among films in general. Crazy, right? Attack on Titan became one of the most watched anime on Netflix. Suddenly everyone knew who Eren Yeager was. I mean, great anime too. Let's be honest here. In the first half of 2025 alone, people watched about 4.4 billion hours of anime on Netflix. This is crazy. Am I the only one that like is having her jaw dropped just by reading this? Anime viewership on Netflix is growing 10 times faster than any part of the platform. And a study showed that in America, 42% of Gen Z are watching anime. This is a good chunk of people. That's not anymore something that just a small group knows and likes and watch. No. And the world didn't just stop there. HAM and Uniqlo started collaborating with one of our favorite anime, like Jujutsu Kaisen, right? One Piece, especially. So you can just walk into the stores and just buy your shirts. You don't have to go to a specific place anymore. Celebrities are name dropping Naruto characters in interviews, and that's not weird anymore. I mean, come on, you see anime thing restaurants, not only in Japan, because that's the normal for them. I'm talking about in Paris, in the Americas, everywhere around the world. You can see cafes that are based on Jutsu Kaisen or even especially One Piece. This is crazy. I have to keep saying this is crazy. For me, I still can believe that we're living in this world that anime became such a big thing. So why does it still feel so weird sometimes to still talk about it? And look, don't get me wrong, I still go out there and it still feels weird for me to talk about anime. As much as I'm saying here all of these numbers and I'm aware how much anime exploded and how easy it is to talk about anime, it's still hard for me. And I bet it's still for you because of all the things I mentioned early in this video. Because it's definitely not because anime is looked down upon, because that's not the case anymore. I think it's what I mentioned. We're just dealing with a cultural whiplash. Things has changed around us, and our minds hasn't really caught up to it yet. That generation that grew up being seen as aliens for liking this now is seeing this becoming such a normal thing in society that everyone is watching and liking and going to conventions and cosplaying and this and that. Like, what do you mean? This is all of a sudden a normal thing. So we spend so much time building these habits of staying quiet about something. And it's like I said, it's not something that we can just change overnight. But I think it's worth for us to notice all these changes, to notice all the stats that are literally showing here to us, like, hey, this is something that everyone is watching, everyone's liking. You don't need to be scared of this anymore, like to talk about this anymore. People are not gonna come after you anymore about this. You're not gonna be attacked for liking this anymore. Now, in this video right now, I just mentioned to you guys all the reasons why we don't have to be scared and feel this anxiety when it comes to talking about anime, right? Don't you agree with me? Mm? Or am I being too serious right now? I don't know. But hey, I'm trying to help you guys and also helping me to feel more comfortable, okay? We need to do this together. And honestly, guys, this hobby has given us so much, right? It has given us so many experience. It has given us friendships that are for a lifetime. It taught us skills that we didn't have before. Like cosplaying, you learn how to sew, or that interested of drawing that anime style, it led you to learn how to draw. It taught you so much. It gave you so many experience in your life just by going to conventions and meeting new people and experiencing new things. That is something worth to share with people about. That's part of your story, as I said. You can just like talk with someone about how you met your friend and leave it out that you guys met in this convention. Because why? You're gonna leave that out. You're gonna leave that a very important piece because sometimes you're just scared that someone would judge because oh she goes to anime conventions, she cosplays and this and that. You're leaving it out such an important piece of your story that maybe people will actually love to listen. But we're so focused on thinking that they're just gonna always judge us that we stop doing that. We stop ourselves, right? We start policing ourselves before anything happens, like I said. So that's not something to hide, right? When you stop to listen to all of this good stuff, this is not something to hide. This is something to be proud of. This is what made you be who you are today. Think about it. If someone can spend the entire weekend watching football, you can spend your entire weekend watching Hunter x Hunter or Free Run. Why not? It's something that you like, right? Or if people are out there collecting Adidas or sports shoes and have a full wall of different type of shoes, either if it's sports or any other styles that I don't know much about it, you can have a whole wall of your favorite figures. If people are spending 500 to 1,000 in concert tickets or even more to be able to travel to where the concerts are going to be played, you can spend the money that you have to travel to Japan and visit the places that you saw in your favorite anime. Why not? Why is it different? It's not. These people have their hobbies, and for some rare reason, it's okay. But why for us it feels like we're doing something that we shouldn't? It feels like it's like as if it's childish, as if it's something that we shouldn't even be showing to anyone if we have a room full of figures or collection of manga, whatever it is. Everyone else is doing it. We can also do it. Just start accepting that. Because I feel like the more we show, the more we talk, the easier it's gonna get for us to finally accept this this part of us. So here's my question for you guys now. Do you still hide that you like anime? Or was there a point where you stopped hiding? Do you still feel that flinch when someone finds out or see an anime figure in your house, or you just don't care anymore? If you did stop caring, what helped you? I think that the more we talk about it between us, the more we might help each other and start to realize that we're not alone in this. And there is so much more that we can gain from stop hiding this part of us, right? So I really want to read down in the comments what you guys say. I think it might help me too, because I need some help too with this. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If this resonated with you, please drop a like and subscribe. It's going to help me a lot. And I do want to keep having this conversation with you guys. So come to Korosai, come to the dark side. Not much of a dark side, right? Hopefully. And see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.